Hello, blessed soul family. I can't seem to start this without crying, and then it started pouring. So I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm feeling everyone's pain and suffering, and it's just really intense, and I can't. And then, like, my dad came through, and oh my gosh, and I just got so many messages. And so, with that being said, welcome. Welcome to our waning crescent reading. This is the 8th moon cycle, the final moon cycle. We got beat to shit this moon cycle. We had an Aries moon in Aries the whole time. And now, in just a few days, we're going to have another new moon in Aries. And then we're going into Taurus. And to top it all off, there's a solar hybrid eclipse. Oh, wait, and no, they're not done there. There's Mercury going into retrograde. Welcome. Eclipse season's almost here. Now, listen, the good news is I was crying and I was like getting so emotional because I was feeling all of your pain and your suffering. And I understand why Spirit wanted us to do this pick a card today. So this is one of those where, you know, when I do a pick a reading, I feel like they're separate links. And when I do a pick a card like this, it's one reading because this is messages to all of us from Spirit. Now, you may not want to be in this whole reading with us, and that is okay. If you are drawn to one of them or you want to go to all of them, I will put timestamps below, okay? I definitely will because Spirit asked me to. So we're doing things a little different today. You know me, I like to change it up. It's my triple Sag. So with that being said, if you want to do that, from left to right, we have card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. What do you need to stress less about? This is from the Wellness Library. Positive vibes, good deeds, and stress less. Those are the 3 decks that are in here. It's actually really cute. It's like a little library. Isn't that cute? I'm going to keep it like that, but I also wanted to show you. It says 150 ways to slow down, stay inspired, and serve those around you. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of put these out there so you can, you know, see all of it. The good deeds, the stress less, and the positive vibes. Yeah, I'm like going through some intense stuff myself. I'm not ready to share a lot of things yet, but I'm going through my own stuff too. I did a kitchen confessional yesterday, but I don't know when they're going to have me post it. I may never post it. It was one of those, but it was intense, some hot topics and like some major shit that's going on in my life. However, I wanted to like take a beat and take a breath because I feel like wherever we are right now, that's exactly what Spirit wants us to do. Take a beat, take a breath, slow down. This is the 8th moon phase, and it is all about resting and restoring our energy for the next moon cycle. We went through the hard part first. The hardest part is over. And if you look in my shorts on my other channel, Lula's Life, I did a little thing about, there was like if you see like a Santa Claus on there, it's really funny. Click on it. But no, seriously, like I'm getting, all of a sudden I was like, within a 24-hour period, I heard so many Christmas songs. And every time I looked at it, I was like, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say? And then I realized, I was like, okay, good stuff is on the way. This is going to be a very good year, especially for a lot of people in our tribe that are very heavy in certain, astrological energies, especially the Sagittarius, man. We have been through it. We have been fucking through it. I'm not saying the other signs haven't, but we have been through it. And I am telling you from other readers, astrologers, they all are like, they're like, yay, Sanchez, I'm so excited for you. Like you finally are getting a break, you know? So, so a lot of good things are coming, but they want us to stress less. And each time I was about to start this reading, something else would happen. 445 is our angel number. And every time I would go to do something, oh, I think that's number 13. Oh, you goddess, energy, divine feminine. Thank you, Spirit, witchy, witchy, witch. Every time I was going to do this, all of these like energies were coming in, and I was like moving things around. And long story short, the second to the last time I tried to start it, my father came through, and he played a song when I was growing up that was like, I always know it's him, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like there's no mistaking it. There's no, and I was like in this kind of meditative, sorry, I'm kind of blowing my nose a little bit. I was in this meditative, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And then like I kept going down this like darkness, and I was like, what is going on? And then when the wellness library wanted to come in, I was like, okay, cool, you know. But when I saw we were just working with stress less and not the other ones, I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. But the song that my father played is Suspicious Minds. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to look up Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds on YouTube, wherever. But if you can, look it up with the lyrics so that you can really see what he's saying. In one part of the song, he says, we can't go on together with suspicious minds. And we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. Right? Because, and it could be anything. The suspicion could be anything. It could be anything. It's basically something in the relationship that is unstable, that doesn't have a good foundation. Or it could be something with your job. It could be something with your home. It could be travel plans. I mean, it's really so diverse today. I don't know how to say it another way. Like, you know, I've been doing these readings. I've done so many now, I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many. Hundreds. I don't know if I've done thousands, but I've done hundreds. I know for sure. Also, the snake energy, the snake medicine wanted to come in. So work with the snake medicine, snake spirit animal, whatever you align with. You just go into whatever search engine you want. You just put in snake spirit medicine, spirit animal, or snake spirit. And, you know, just ask spirit, you know, bring me, you know, the messages that I need to hear. But I can tell you that they are about shedding their skin and about letting things go. And at the end of this moon cycle, we need to let go of whatever hopes and dreams and things that we wanted to come into fruition. If they haven't happened by now, they're not going to happen in this moon cycle. They may happen in the next moon cycle, or the one after that, or the one after that. But they want us to stress less. Just do good deeds, you know, do good deeds out into the world. Send out positive vibes. They had me put stress less in the middle of good. I had it before, I had it in alphabetical order. And then when I was putting it back in there for display, they had me put it in the middle. I didn't understand, but now I know why. Because they want us to have good deeds and positive vibes. Because after I heard Suspicious Minds and like bawled my eyes out, then the next thing was Nat King Cole, Smile. Though your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, something like you'll get by, right? If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll find, what will you find? That life is worthwhile if you just smile. And he talks about smiling through it, smiling through the pain. Also, homework. Research Nat King Cole's Smile. The words, the lyrics. Go get some pen and paper. You may want to take notes today. This is a really powerful message. I was really feeling this from Spirit because I'm having like a major, massive tower moment in my life, which I welcome. And I knew it was going to come the way it was going to come, but I just didn't know how or when or where or what. Just very interesting. And I know I'm a little suspicious minds, right? Like you're like, what's going on? What? But that's the thing. They don't want us to think too much about it, right? If somebody tells us something, leave it where it is. Don't try to read too much into things. Don't judge others, right? Do unto others as you would want done to you. Not all the Bible is bad, right? Like growing up as a kid, I remember thinking, man, this fucking book is confusing. And I saw something recently with Taylor Tomlinson, which she was like, I'm totally paraphrasing, but you know, I love her. She's like one of my favorite comedians. I do a lot of shorts for her stuff on my other channel, Lula's Life. But but it just makes me laugh because she said something to the effect of, she's like, man, have you ever heard the first Bible? She's like, oh man, God hated us. He hated women and whatever. And I'm paraphrasing, whatever. He didn't like us, whatever. And then she's like, thank God for the New Testament. But so, things like that, right? We get wrapped up in like darkness and, misgivings, misdeeds, things that people say, things that people do. And in this darkness right now, in the shadow, this is where we really look at everything. We go inward, we meditate, we talk to spirit, we get quiet. Turn your phone off, turn the music off, turn your TV off. Sit in silence for a half an hour. Just sit in silence for a half an hour. You could put a timer on your phone, but like put your phone on silent so you can't hear anything or whatever. But just for a half an hour, just sit there and see what comes through. Are you anxious? Are you happy? Sit with your feelings. I mean, that's what I've been feeling from spirit. Like, sit with your feelings. And then once you work through whatever it is you need to work through, sit with happiness. Sit with gratitude. And each time, sit with an emotion. Close your eyes and be quiet. And sit with that emotion for a half an hour. Maybe you need to cry for a half an hour. Maybe you need to cry, think, laugh, cry a bit more. But in this rest and restore energy, I implore you to let go. Say goodbye. All these holding on to the past stuff, it's not helping. Even the past life stuff, it's not helping. I had a moment with spirit in the last 24 hours. I don't know if it's correct. I just tell you whatever I'm at my level of consciousness. But I said, Spirit, I get this vibe that this is my last incarnation on earth. I feel like I've been here several times. I've helped. I've done this. I've done that. Blah, 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 blah. And then I realized we're in the waning crescent energy. I was born under the waning crescent. And then I thought, oh my gosh, could it be that the stage that you're born in is the stage that you're at in your evolution? I don't know if this is true. Just sit on it. I'm going to sit on it too because I think it's fascinating. If that's the case, then that would make sense. It's the last moon cycle. I was born in the last moon cycle. And I was born in darkness, raised in darkness. But I had to remember to shine my light because eternally my soul is light and love. But I was born into the earth of darkness. So I have past life memories of being in Egypt and being a slave and suffering. I don't know if I did. But I definitely have moments where I think I lived in the full moon of brightness, of celebration, of like the best time of my life. I know I had money. I know people praised me. I was an entertainer of some kind. And I get this vibe I was royal too, which I was like a rare, precious jewel at the time. I feel like I died young though, like 23 or something. But I feel like I was beautiful, and maybe I was a vocalist or I played piano, but I was also royalty. And so people were like, oh, she's so kind and loving. I feel like my heart's always been this kind, loving, whatever. But then there's darkness because I know that whatever that was, that light, that when I went to the dark side of the moon is when it started to get dark. And I'm almost positive that in one part of my life, I was a witch and my family was burned and horrible things happened to them. And I think I went a little batshit. And I think I killed a lot of people and I killed innocents, children. But I'm coming back to the light to be reborn. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe I'll be, in the words of John Cusack in The Sure Thing, maybe I'll be in the shape of a pinball machine or a sponge on another planet somewhere else, starting it all over again. I don't know. But I do know that I'm grateful to be human, and I'm grateful for these experiences. And I've been through a lot, and I'm grateful. So with that being said, sit each time with each emotion. Sit with gratitude for half an hour. Think of all the things you're grateful for throughout your life. And I guarantee you'll start to smile. Because that will lead you to another memory. But it might lead you to another memory, and this pendulum may swing the other way, and you may go back into a darkness around that memory. Because that's humanity, baby. And that's what we learn. But we got to smile through it because it's temporary and we're not here very long. And we're here to enjoy it. So with that being said, when I looked down, it was 15, 19, and then 20, then 21, if that means anything to anybody. My eyes were closed that whole time. So I'm going to start with card number 1. So if you were drawn to card number 1, what message does Spirit have for you? Oh, and I have got to get my glasses. I need to buy new ones too, because I've had them from the dollar store for years, but they're getting to the point that they're so scratchy I can't even see. Ooh, you guys are busy. Okay, so, because I was like, here's more homework. Because I said the lyrics of the song, but some of you may know the songs and you know exactly what the messages are. But sometimes Spirit's saying you may want to listen to those songs again, even if you've heard them before. You know, sometimes you can hear a song a million times, but then it's like hearing it for the first time. That's the vibe I'm getting from Spirit. So it could be that. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Okay, so it says, write a list. And you may want to take a screenshot of this so that you have this for your homework. Write a list of the neglected tasks that have been weighing on your mind and commit to completing them all in a day. Wow. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. I had so many things that ran through my mind. I don't know for you guys. You know what? Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to tell you the other one until it happens, but there were 2 cards when I was setting them up. They kept falling down, and I felt like Spirit was trying to tell me that was my medicine, as well, because sometimes I do these readings for you guys and there's nothing in there for me. I may try and make it about me, right? Because that's a natural thing. But then Spirit will be like, this has nothing to do with you. This is just for the tribe, but this was one of them. So I will be making this list myself. And the reason why I laughed is because I was like, fuck, there's a lot of things I want to do in one day. And all I was thinking is, I don't know if there's enough hours in one day for the neglected tasks that I have going on. So if that's a message for you, also when I looked down, it went from 1722 to 1723. So if that means anything for you, definitely for some of our tribe members, 17 is a big one. So 22 is the number 4, and that's about balance and getting your life back into balance. And 23 is number 5, which is about change and transformation. And I'm hearing for some of you, it's time for you to move on. It's just, it's time to move on. And the neglected tasks, then if it seems overwhelming to you, then Spirit says take one bite at a time. This is just an oracle deck, okay? Now, for some of you that are in this Aries energy, whenever you watch this, it's timeless. But in real time, today is Sunday, April 16th. And, we have just a few days before we're going to cross over into the new moon and Taurus, okay? So right now we're in double fire. We're in Aries sign and we're in Aries moon. So, there's something there. If you are somebody that is a Spitfire, then between now and then, maybe take a fucking, personal day or a sick day from work. Maybe you wake up and you're like, I feel so good today. I am not going to waste this on my job I don't want to go to. You know what I mean? You hear me? You feel me? So it's something like that. Then take that day and go and get all those rugs. Pull all your, maybe you're somebody that's like likes to clean every season, like spring cleaning. I did a shorts for that some time ago. I wonder if they're gonna have me post that soon for my other channel. But yeah, I mean the spring cleaning does make a big difference. So I would highly suggest too to put on that list all of your bedding, your drapes, anything that hangs like on the windows, like pulling them down and pulling them down slowly because they're going to have a lot of dust. You want to dust them outside first, right? Like don't just go willy-nilly unless you use a duster or a vacuum or something like that, if you've got like a little hand vac or something. But I'm just hearing you don't want to like put more of it into your home, but I'm hearing it's time to shake it up, do a clearing. I knew we were going to bring something. They had me bring in this beautiful piece of cedar that had fallen down, and I knew that they were going to have me burn it. So imagine this, imagine you like doing, listen to that. Okay, do a clearing. Take everything down, get in the nooks and the crannies, right? Do it safely with something over it, right? That it's not going to burn or get, ruined or anything like that, right? Oh, it smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. God, I love Willy Wonka. I seriously, like, maybe I need to invent smell-o-vision somehow. I'm like, how do they not have smell-o-vision? You know what I mean? Or at least something where you can kind of like put an aroma into something and then like somebody gets it to their house. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way. I'm like, if they can get somebody in fucking space, can't they do that? Anyway, but don't even get me started there. So write a list of the neglected tasks that have been weighing on your mind and commit to completing them all in one day. So for some of you, it's physical like that, right? Like you need to go through, maybe you've done that already. So for those of you who've done that already, I'm getting that. Did you hear how, I don't know about you, but it really pinged when it said that have been weighing on your mind. So what are the neglected tasks that you need to take care of? What do you need to sweep out of your mind, body, heart, and soul to bring peace into your life? Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? What have you been neglecting? Have you been neglecting a confrontational, message, but you're like, you don't really want to confront somebody, but sometimes we have to confront people. It sucks, I know, but we have to. It's part of it. You can do it with grace. You can do it with a smile, right? But we have suspicious minds and then we have a smile. Those were our songs. That's why I cried, because like when my dad came through, I'll share more with you guys later, but on my other channel, like I said, I did do a kitchen confessional for Lula's life, and it was pretty profound. I had so many aha moments even while I was shooting that for you guys, and I feel like this weight is being lifted off of me again. I'm starting to feel more free. I'm starting to understand like why things are happening the way they're happening. So the only way to free your mind and the rest will follow, right? Right? You got to free your mind, and then everything else will fall into place, right? And commit to completing them all in one day. So maybe whatever this is, you ask this person or your boss or whatever, can I speak with you? Whether you're deciding to finally leave that job that you just can't, I had a friend who literally used to get sick before she went to work. I'm like, dude, that is like the 2211. If that resonates with you, if that resonated with you, that number, go look up the angel number. Whenever I throw out numbers, they're angel numbers. If you're new here, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. Thank you guys for your love and support. Like through all of this, I mean, you've watched me go through so many incarnations, and you as well. I mean, we are here to change the trajectory of this planet. So, nobody said it was going to be easy. So we have to let go of the past and let go of things that no longer serve us so that we can really, really live and thrive in the moment of today. So 2247. Okay, so those are your messages for 1. We're going to put that there in case it comes up. Okay, so message number 2. And we're at 23 minutes. Okay. Your message 2. Superheroes are fictional, so stop trying to be perfect. Whoa, yeah. Damn, right? That's so true. You cannot do everything in one day. And like, they wanted me to pull that out so you can see that. You have got to stress less. You worry too fucking much about what everybody else thinks. You have got to stop doing that. It almost killed me. It literally almost killed me. Please save yourselves. Save yourself so you can be yourself. You hear me? You feel me? You got to save yourself so you can heal yourself. You are a superhero, but you're a superhero in the divine. You are not meant to save every single person. And I'm also hearing for some of you guys, you have people surrounding you that allow you to, whether it's your kids, whether it's your, I kind of get this vibe that you have a job or you have something that you're interested in or something, but then there's also, you have to take care of your husband or your spouse, whoever it is. I just felt of masculine energy. So whoever your spouse is, I felt that. I felt family, kids, animals, just overwhelming energy of that. Then I feel like either at your job, you're either just really busy all the time, or I feel like you take care of people at your job, like maybe you're a manager or in some type of, leadership role. Maybe you're the head of your team or something, but I just feel like they're like, take the cape off. They're not fictional. Superheroes are real, but you know, you've heard me use this analogy before. You've been with us for a long time. Even Superman has kryptonite. You put a blanket of kryptonite on Superman, he ain't going anywhere. He ain't doing shit. Listen, the rain's starting to come down. They just asked me to drink some water. So stay hydrated. Take good care of yourself. Drink clean water. Don't drink out of, like, you know, things that are toxic, or, you know, I'm hearing like it's time to really take care of you. And I feel like the rain coming down is tears. I literally stopped for a second so you can just hear the rain. Please stop trying to be perfect. You are perfect just the way you are. And even if you went into your marriage or your lifestyle or whatever a certain way, nobody says you can't change that and be something else. You are allowed to change your mind at any time, any place, anywhere. And you don't have to explain yourself to anybody either. And I almost feel like, see that? They asked me to do that for a reason. Because they want you to take some time for yourself. Have a good cry. Detach from everybody's blindness, that they can't see that you have problems too, that you have issues too. They're not trying to be this way. You've just allowed it. You know, recently I posted a shorts on my other channel as well about that. It's really good. I don't remember the title of it, or else I'd tell you to go look for it. But it was really, it came through from spirit, and it was about boundaries and not letting people walk all over you. You are here for you. And you're here for them too, but not in every capacity. And on the flip side, I feel like for those of you who are drawn to this reading as well, I'm feeling this solo loneliness, like you're single, you don't have a lot of family, maybe you're an only child or something. I just feel this very solo energy, and Spirit's saying, yeah, but you can't do this alone either. And especially because if you're in the darkness right now, we're in the waning crescent, right? It's just going to get darker until the new moon. And it's still dark, the new moon, right? Until it starts its next, you know, path to the next phase as it gets brighter. But use the moon cycles to help you with your energy. I bet you'll start noticing, especially if you're sensitive or an empath, I feel like you probably already do feel the energies of the moon, right? Like anytime you get to the dark side of the moon, you start to feel it. I've been going through it too. Like the last 24 or 48 hours, you would think it was like a full moon on some like super eclipse, you know, whatever. But I don't know. I was like, man, I'm like, but it's because I'm a triple Sag. So if you have a lot of fire in your chart, or if you've just been really run down, you may be feeling this as well. You know, because in real time right now, we're in Aries moon and Aries energy. The whole moon cycle is Aries. You know, sometimes a moon cycle is broken up to other signs. The good news is that when we get to the new moon in Aries, which will be a dark moon, just means it's a second new moon in the same energy. Aries, the good news is we will be transitioning out of the Aries astrologically and into Taurus, going out of fire into earth. And one of the best ways to put out a fire is to throw earth on it. Some people throw water. Yes, water depends on how much amount of water you have, but earth is the same. It's like you put a bucket of water on a fire or a bucket of earth. The bucket of earth is going to take that down real quick. It's going to take down, depending on the fire size, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. So I feel like when we get into the Taurus energy, you're going to start to feel more grounded. You're going to start to feel more centered. Right now, you might feel a little more scattered. No matter when you watch this, you're just going through it. You're going through something tough, and you're not alone. And Spirit wants you to know that. But one of the best ways to cleanse the soul is to let our avatar cry. We were given these emotions, all these different emotions, so that we can use them. And if you didn't listen to the beginning of this reading, I highly suggest you do. One of the things that Spirit had asked us to do was to sit for 30 minutes with no phone, no sound, no radio. Just sit in silence with one thought. Whether it be on a sadness if you're going through something, whether it be happy because you're feeling gratitude, whatever it is. But please allow, when I looked down, it was 3003. It's the number 6. And I kept seeing 6. That's so interesting because I kept seeing 6 around you as well. So maybe the number 6 is coming around. Maybe you're seeing the number 30 because 3003 is just like a mirror. So it could even be that like why you're struggling so hard is like maybe you're in a relationship with somebody who's a big mirror to you and you're just seeing all of your flaws, all the things that are wrong with you. And Spirit's like, yeah, but that's good. Because the sooner you accept that you are a flawed being, the sooner you will be set free from this debauchery imagery of perfection. It doesn't exist. The only perfection that does exist is imperfection. Look at all the bits and pieces of the universe. Look at the bits and pieces of Earth, the bits and pieces of the world, of humanity, of animals, of trees. Sometimes I walk through a forest and I'll look down and I'm like, wow, just in this one square inch of this forest, there's a lot going on. And there's a gazillion square inches on the planet. It's a big place. Don't get sucked into the darkness. Bring yourself back to life, because that's where you are your happiest. And if you smile through your fear and sorrow, and maybe tomorrow, you'll find that life isn't so bad, right? Okay, so reading 2, I hope that helped you. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel you, beautiful souls. That was heavy. You're going through a lot. Please let yourself just go through it, okay? Don't try to, be something that you're not. Just allow yourself to go through it. Okay. So I said I would tell you, this was the other one. I don't know what it is. This is the other one that fell, that I got the vibe that Spirit wanted, that was for me too. So let's see what our medicine is, reading 3. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Have a 1-person dance party in your kitchen with your favorite music. Okay. So what is so funny about this is one of the other songs that played right before this, when that card fell down, I swear I didn't look at it. I swear to all that is holy. Bad Romance from Gaga. And I was like, Gaga, ooh la la. And I was like dancing around, acting like a fool. And then I was like, wait, are they trying to tell me something? But now I know what they were trying to say. Yes, have a fucking dance party. Get out and relax. Maybe you need to go dancing, but if you're somebody who's a sensitive, they're saying you don't want to go to a club, you don't want to go be around people, have a 1-person dance party in your kitchen with your favorite music, whatever that is. Whatever that is. Ooh, when I looked down, it was 33. Also the number 6 and your pile number 3. So I feel like for the other, for reading 3, sorry. I feel like there's a connection there too. So if you are just coming to look at the reading 3, you may want to go back and listen to reading 2. So because I feel like reading 2, I feel like this is your like, for those of you who resonated with reading 2 as well, I feel like this is like your light. How to get back into your light and get out of that darkness is to have a 1-person dance party in your kitchen with your favorite music. Oh my gosh, when I looked at it, it was 33. Oh my gosh. I feel like that's it. Are there any other messages for 3, Spirit? Yes, I'm also hearing that some of you have been seeing hummingbirds like crazy. I have been too, like crazy. In fact, the first day of spring, we were visited by a hummingbird. I haven't seen any bees yet, but a hummingbird and deer on the first day of spring. That was really cool. And then like each day over like the last few days, I've been seeing hummingbirds, except for like now when it's like cold and pouring down rain and all that. I haven't seen any today, but I haven't really been outside. It's been crappy, but you hear what I'm saying? So I would work with the hummingbird spirit medicine. It'll really help to put a little zip back in your step to help lead that dance party. It also could be that like the hummingbird is your spirit animal and you know this, like you've been working with them forever. And I feel like this is just a little wink wink from them telling you that you're doing a really good job and keep going and keep the dance party going. And maybe for some of you, if you've been thinking about doing any type of channel on YouTube or any social media, I don't want to tell you, I mean, I personally feel like TikTok, Instagram, all that feels very toxic to me. I don't know why. I mean, I know that there's fakery and fuckery on YouTube too. I mean, I'm not, oblivious to that, but I just feel like there's more solid people on YouTube because I feel like YouTube started with people who really wanted to teach something or, be a star or, you know what I mean? That's how a lot of YouTube people became what they became over time. So I'm getting this vibe that for you guys to really help put a skip in your step, why don't you start doing like just a little dance party every day on your shorts? Now, I don't know if they changed it because YouTube's going through a massive transformation right now. They've been going through one for a while. They're trying to be more like the other social medias, which I don't blame them. Because they're seeing like, oh, that works. Let me bring it over here. But they were the OG. So interesting that I never could use 60-minute shorts before, and now 60-second music shorts before, and now I can. So I don't know if you have to get to a certain number to do that, you know what I mean? Because it's connected to my magical medium channel. So I don't know. My magical medium has over 500 and Lula's life as of today has over 100. So I don't know if that's just for everybody. Hopefully it is. I hope it is. But anyway, either way, you could do 15-second shorts, but I'm just getting to do little shorts. Like you don't even have to have like a full-on channel. Maybe you just start a channel where you dance every day. And if you don't want to dance, and people see that you didn't post, you can the next day be like, sorry, I didn't feel like dancing that day or whatever. You don't have to apologize. You don't even have to do it every day, whatever you want to do. But you will have a growth if you're wanting something like that, if you tend to it. If you just like post it every once in a while and you just want it for yourself, that's fine. But if you're looking to maybe be an influencer and, do a living on dancing in your kitchen to your favorite music, this is the green light to go and do it. Okay, that's it. It's kind of short and sweet. I'm not feeling anything else, Spirit. I heard 3565, and when I looked down, that wasn't the number. So 3565. So maybe that means something to you. 3565. I almost feel like they're both ages. I feel like 35 is like your age, and maybe your parent is 65, and there's like some connection. Maybe you want to bring in your parent to do the dance party. Maybe like maybe you're a really good dancer, but you're kind of shy, but like your mom is like, or your dad or whomever loves to party and dance and be silly, and they're like a highlight, but they would never do that channel. You know what I mean? Like then pair up with them, or maybe it's a friend, whatever it is. But I'm just hearing it's time for you guys to go into the spotlight. And if you don't want to be in the spotlight, it's just a little wink, wink from Spirit to keep dancing. You got this. Okay. All right. And it's interesting. I'm not saying like until next time, blah, 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 because I feel like people know, this is like a full reading. Okay, so reading 4. Let's see what you got for us, Spirit. Stress less. Oh my goodness. This says, scroll through photos of baby animals for an instant calm. Oh my God. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, reading 4, is to, when you're starting to stress out, I mean, these cards are literally from the Stress Less deck. When you are scrolling, or when you want to like feel better, go on a trusted channel that you love and scroll for animals. You could even hashtag, like, you can hashtag anywhere and scroll through that. So hashtag baby animals and just scroll through there. You'll not only be instantly calmed, but you'll probably laugh. Because I'm hearing for some of you, wow, the rain's really coming down now. I'm hearing for some of you, you're going through some really heavy shit. And, there's nothing worse than when you're going through heavy shit and people are like, smile, when you're like, fuck off, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just this natural thing. It's like, I don't know. I mean, some people are like, oh, thank you. That's wonderful. But if you're in a really, 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 really dark place, a lot of times there's kind of nothing anybody can do or say that's going to make you feel better, right? So get out of the human shit. Don't look for anyone else to soothe you. And if you can't self-soothe yourself, if you've walked through the woods, if you've taken your shoes and socks off and tried to ground yourself, if you've done all of these things and it's still not helping, scroll through baby animals. If you cannot go for a walk through the woods, if you cannot find that inspiration, if you cannot blah, 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 scroll through baby animals. Okay? And you know what I'm hearing from Spirit too? You may want to do this. You may want to create your own movie. Go through baby on a day that you're feeling good and you're like okay to be on the internet. I would go through with your phone and like take screenshots. Look for baby animals, like go into like whatever search engine images and put in baby animals. And I would go through and like Spirit will pull you, ask Spirit, pull the animals to me that will make me feel whatever I need to feel. And then what I would do is I would keep them in one folder on your phone. And I say your phone because your phone is easier to take with you than your laptop or a tablet or something like that. Or you can take pictures of baby animals, you know what I mean, and keep them on your camera, whatever. But I'm just hearing like for some of you, part of why you're stressed out or why you feel bad about yourself is you're on the internet too much. And you're comparing yourself to others, or you're like, why isn't this happening for me yet? Why is it? And they're like, because it's timing, child. Like, we love you. It's about timing. Also, we used this for one of the other readings, but we're going to take some for you too. I'm hearing, if you were drawn to reading 1, I highly suggest you go and look at it, because reading 1 was really powerful, and they had a list of like ways to kind of like help you, feel better, and by taking care of things that need to be taken care of things that have been neglected. So I'm getting this vibe like you guys could really use, I'm giving you a cleansing right now. All you have to do is say, I accept this cleansing. Okay? So you just need something that will help you feel instantly calm. I'm getting the vibe that some of you get anxiety attacks. You are sensitives. And the worst part is if you're scrolling on social media, but you like animals, the fucking algorithms don't give a shit. They're going to trigger. And I remember one time I was scrolling when I was on Instagram. It was one of the last times I was on Instagram, actually. And I was scrolling through, and all of a sudden it was like this like mutilated animal. I'm not even going to tell you what it was or whatever. And that's enough. And I was like, what the? I was like, oh my God. I was like crying. And I said, like, I wrote in the comments, I'm like, this is really fucking sick. And this is really off-putting. I'm like, I can't believe you would put something like this. And I think it was like ASPCA or something. And they were like, well, we're putting it here so people can see like how, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I give to ASPCA. And I'm like, I follow you, but I'm a sensitive. Like, that is fucking horribly triggering for us. If you're trying to get a reaction from people, I'm like, wrong way to do it. I understand what they're trying to do. But, so if you're that sensitive that like even just a photo of something will make you cry, have things on your phone that you can be offline. I'm also hearing for some of you to stay off the phone. I feel like some of you, or at least one of you, this message is coming through really, really clear. I feel like one of you are like a fucking dumpster for everybody in your orbit. Meaning like you're the person they send text to, you're the person they call, you're the person, whatever. And Spirit's saying, no, you can't do that. That's like, it's literally like ripping your energy and your auric field to shreds. That's probably why you like to look through baby animals or watch baby animal videos, right? Because you're just like, everybody else's like shit shows keep coming into your orbit. And you're like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Why do I have to fucking deal with this? It's true. And you don't need to deal with this. That's what I'm getting from Spirit. You don't need to deal with it. It's time for people to start dealing with their shit. They need to put their fucking big girl, big boy, whatever they align with. They need to put their pants on, and they need to get out there and fucking deal with their own shit. It is not your job. One time, I remember my ex-father-in-law years ago, he was from India, and he said to me, he asked me, we were talking about like life, and I feel like this wants to move over. We were just talking about a lot of different things, and one of the things he asked me was, about food. He was noticing my connection with food. And he said, he asked me like questions about my parents. And I was like, yeah, both my parents came from large families. There was a lot of lack, a lot of scarcity, right? You have 8 kids to feed. That's not easy. You got 6 kids to feed on the other side. That's not easy, right? and immigrants. You know, I'm 51, so like I don't know how far back the immigrants go in my family, but I know we're not from here, right? And so that kind of it's in our blood, it's in our bones. So you could be having some ancestral healing. I would look into doing some ancestral healing, some meditations with spirit, to do some ancestral healing, because I feel like, you know, I feel like everyone in this tribe, actually, everyone who's watching this video, no matter which, you know, reading you chose, I feel like all of us are the buck stops here kind of thing with our lineage, with our bloodlines. You wouldn't be here on this reading if you weren't here to like break the fucking curse, so to speak, of like your family and that toxicity, the lack mentality, whatever that is, you know. And so he said to me, he asked me about my parents and stuff, and he goes, that makes sense. And I said, why? And he goes, well, last night there was like a bite of food left. And I said, yeah. And he goes, and you were like trying to force one of us to eat it. I said, well, there wasn't enough to put, you know, for a meal or whatever. He's like, yeah, but if it's a bite for later, maybe somebody would just want that bite later. And he just made me realize like how much darkness was surrounding, you know, my thought process of abundance and wealth. And the way I looked at it, it was very, very interesting. And he came from a family that was very wealthy, but like all the people in his family, his siblings, like they were doctors and things like that. And even though he was wealthy and he did very well in his field, he was looked down on by his family because he worked in advertising. Like to them at that point, like in the 70s when he had, you know, gone into this field, that's when marketing and you know, commercials and all that was like really booming everywhere. But his family looked down on him for that. Like that was, it didn't matter that he made more than them or had as much as them. It didn't matter. You know, but anyway, so that could be that for you guys too. It could be like a scarcity thing. And they just had me share that story with you to kind of like look at your life. Like, you know, what are you taking on from your parents, from your work, your boss, your loved ones, whatever, your friends, your significant other, even our animals. You know, I noticed lately with Baba, my familiar, we've had a few moments where I'm like, yeah, you can do that. Like I pretty much give her as much freedom as possible, but she's indoor, outdoor. But you know, I tell her, I'm like, but when I'm working, you're inside or you stay outside the whole time, because I'm not going to keep stopping the video and doing all this. I'm like, you know, there's no emergency. You can get to the bathroom, you know. I mean, obviously she has water and food and everything. She has everything she needs. But today she was fighting me and she wanted to go outside. I said, okay, you're going to be stuck out there. I said, because I'm starting this reading. And then she like kind of stopped for a second and I said, you can go outside after the reading. I'm like, but during the reading, you will be out there the whole time. And listen, it's pouring. So she like looked at me, she turned around, she went back to her bed and she's taking a nap now. Cause she's like, I'm at 47 minutes now, right? She's a fucking cat. She's going to go and sleep. You know, she may be my familiar, but she's still a cat and she's going to go and she's going to sleep. And it's raining. And you know what? She probably wouldn't want to be out there anyway. It started raining shortly after this reading started. So anyway, you know, pick your battles and also your boundaries. Hold your boundaries with people and yourself. But until, you know, until you can get to where you need to be in your consciousness and your physical, mental, emotional life, until you get to those parts in your body, your mind, and your soul of calm, reference the spirit animals in their baby form to help you through it. Okay? So those are our messages. Now, 3 messages, 3 fell on the floor. So I don't know if they're going to be for shorts or if they're going to be, if Spirit's going to have me do them. I'm going to turn this around now because I feel like we're done. Woohoo! Oh, we did good. We did good. Sorry I started crying at the beginning, but, you know, everything happens the way it's meant to. So here we go. It is what it is. But there are 3 cards in my hand right now, and I'm not sure if they want me to shoot them for shorts or if we're going to have one last message for the tribe. So let me see if they want. Okay, it's one last message for the tribe. Okay, so here we go. How do you want to shuffle them? You want them exactly how they are? Exactly how they are. Okay. So, ooh, let me see. I think some might be for shorts. Is this one for shorts? Okay. Are these for shorts? Are any of these for shorts for the tribe? Little messages? Okay. So we're starting with this one. So interesting how we had reading 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I feel like we're having like kind of like a bonus round for all of us. So we have, oh, I love this one. This is a good one. Buy a household plant so it can oxygenate the room. Yes, I have 3 plants in my house right now, but they're kind of dying. It's like the end of winter. They're not dying, excuse me. They're not dying. Sorry, you guys. I don't mean to tell them that they're dying because they're not. But they're in there, like, they're still, like, haven't come into their full back into spring because they've been inside. But I've been thinking about that too. Like, I miss that lush green. So if you can, go and buy go and buy yourself a plant. Even if it's, you know, just a really tiny little seedling. You know, if you can get small plants for like $2. In fact, I heard from Spirit, for some of you, make it a double usage, like go and get a basil plant. So it'll flourish in the house, right? And make sure you read the instructions and how to take care for it and all that good stuff. And you can, but then you can also use it as an herb, right? For food. Okay. So that's that. And then the next one is oh, this is a tough one. I've done this and I'm telling you, it is so much harder than you even understand if you are a complainer like me and like to control everything. Okay. So refrain from complaining for the whole day and see how much better you feel afterwards. I did this and I didn't even realize how much I complained. And then I asked my husband, I said, gosh, do I really complain that much? And he goes, yep. I'm like, oh my gosh. I go, but I don't feel like it's complaining. I'm like, I know I whine a little bit, you know, but he's like, no, it's complaining. So when you find yourself, it's one thing, like if you stub your toe and you're like, ow, 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 you're not supposed to go, that didn't hurt. You know, of course, you know, it hurt. You stubbed your toe. That's okay to be like, ow, 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 I stubbed my toe. That hurt. But then turn around and be like, oh, I guess Spirit's trying to tell me to slow down, right? Right? Smile, though your heart is aching, smile, right? I also feel like they had us do timestamps because I feel like a lot of people will watch this whole thing at some point, but I feel like then they can go back and reference the cards. Okay. Then we have do something creative, whether it's painting a picture, listening to music, or writing a poem. So these are all things for you to work on during this rest and restore. I would even say from now until the waxing crescent energy. Okay. And I can even give you a date on that. So the waxing crescent energy starts on the 21st, because the new moon's a tricky one this year, this cycle, because it's, for me and Pacific Standard Time, it starts at 9:12, but it starts on the 20th in April. And my calendar, I think, was made in a different time zone, like British or something, because it's always, not always, but it's off a lot. And I usually go through and check it or change it and correct it. Oh, when I looked down, it was 51, 55. Lots of fives is change and transformation. But anyway, long story short, so the new moon is going to be from the 19th to the 20th. And it's the same thing. It's like the 20th to the 21st is when the Taurus energy is going to go out. So the new moon's going to start in Aries, but then within like 24 hours or something like that, it's going to go into Taurus. It's really powerful. A lot of cool shit going on. But then Mercury's going into retrograde and then the waxing crescent. So, you know what I mean? Like give yourself like, and whenever you watch this, it's timeless, but I'm hearing like give yourself at least a week then to kind of like, you know, and maybe write about it. Paint about it, whatever energy you're going through in this dark energy in the waning crescent and the dark side of the moon. And as the new moon begins, you know, because we're still staying in the Aries moon, right? So I feel like we're getting a second chance with this second moon in Aries. So, but in a more grounded way with Taurus, okay? But use the Aries energy now while we're still in it to do something artistic, okay? And then our last message is, oh, I don't think you need to see my hair. Hold on. Come up with 5 different ways to simplify your daily routine. Wow. Come up with 5 different ways to simplify your daily routine. Now, obviously, this is going to be different for everybody. So that's a great way for us to end this reading and end this message. What a wonderful session. Thank you, Spirit. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It was really amazing. It was really powerful. So much to reference, so much homework. If you want something to do during this time, this is the reading. There are so many things from reading 1 that talk about writing a list of neglected tasks, and reading 2 talking about superheroes as fictional, try not to be so perfect, right? And reading 3, having a 1-person dance party in the kitchen. And then reading 4, scrolling through photos of baby animals and creating a sacred space for ourselves, not to mention all of these as well. We got a lot of things going on. So with that being said, I will leave you to it. And remember the most powerful message from Spirit. We have got to get through it to get to it. There is no easy way out. I'm going to flash over this wellness, right? We have to take care of ourselves first. Because, right, if you don't take care of yourself, honey, how the hell are you going to take care of anybody else? Thank you, RuPaul. Until next time, I love you so much. Spirit loves you so much. Take good care of yourselves and each other. All of my information is in the comments section and the about section if you'd like to book a reading or contribute to this channel. I love you so much. Blessed be you. Oh.